Welcome back to Paper Confessions with Karamia. It's time for Flip Through Friday, hosted by Gwen the Trash Witch. If you guys have books, magazines, journals that you would like to share and flip through, the theme is open. Anyone can join in this wonderful open collaboration. Just click on the hashtag and see what everybody else is flipping through. So last Thursday, I had shared a Tonala bird that I shown you. This cute little guy, and it's a little mourning dove or pigeon. I think it's a mourning dove. And I wanted to share a book that features beautiful pigeons. And then at the end of this video, I will be showing you another bird. It's an actual pigeon, and it's a Tonala art that I wanted to share with you guys. So I'm going to put this little birdie here in the meantime and show you this wonderful book. It's called Beautiful Pigeons. In larger cities like San Francisco, New York, pigeons are not quite as revered, and as a matter of fact, a lot of people refer to them as a nuisance and as rats is what they call them. But for me, I grew up with a neighbor who was raising homing pigeons, and he had about 30 of them, and those birds would actually sleep on the ledge of my window. And I remember it to be very soothing to hear them, and they're really beautiful birds. And so for me, I'm a big bird lover, so I love most birds, really. So let's have a look and see and flip through so that you can see what types of pigeons there are. Now these, as the title says, are portraits of champion breeds, and these are pigeons for show, so check that out. Oh my gosh. Isn't that gorgeous? Occasionally when I go to the city, I will see, this is a common pigeon. That's the kind you see a lot of. But check out that guy. Isn't that amazing? And we are going to take a look. So here it talks about pigeons and humankind and a brief history of pigeon shows. It's a wonderful book. It tells you a lot, setting the standard, breeds and their uses, which is awesome. They're local and championship shows, and then there are those that are showing pigeons, and that's exactly what we're going to be looking at. I mean, look at that chest and the crest of the feathers on that one, and look at this guy. So it says, pigeon painter Picasso adored his feathered friends so much, he named his daughter Paloma after them. And it's easy to see why. The crowd-pleasing Brunner pouter to the teapot on legs, Holly Crapper, this gallery features all the breeds you could imagine, and some you couldn't begin to. But enough of oohing, let's meet these marvels. All right, so here is the first one. And it looks like on the map, it's showing that this particular pigeon originated from the United Kingdom. Oh my gosh, look at this one from Germany. Look at the feathers. Oh my gosh, she has bangs. This is the German double-crested trumpeter. And this is a hen, so it's a female. And oh my goodness, that is pretty. A shell crest and mane on the head, and a circular rose falling forward over the nostril, so you can see that over there. Now this one is also from the United Kingdom, and it's called the Flying Tippler. Another beautiful bird. I love the colors on that. It looks like the common pigeon that we see. Here is one from the Netherlands, Old Dutch Tumbler, and this is a hen. She is pretty. Isn't she pretty? And it says, when flying, this breed is said to circle just above the rooftop, tumbling occasionally. That's why it gets its name, Tumbler. Now, who do we have here? This is also from the United Kingdom, so you can see they have very similar, but this is a hen, and this is called Gazi Modena. And it says Italy for the sport known as, oh, that's why the name's Triganiera. Interesting. Very pretty bird. Oh my gosh. And this is a male bird. Can you believe that? Again from UK. And that's the name. Wow. So the feathers, it has a hood, a chain, and a completely obscure head. As you can see, you can barely see its eye. That is really interesting. Many people have kept pigeons, including the legendary burlesque queen, Gypsy Rose Lee. Interesting. That's really fun. Oh my gosh. Now this is a hen and it's an African owl. Now check out the beak. It has a really short beak. A few years ago, there was a pigeon movie, an animated one. Kind of reminds me of the character in there. So this one is a lively temperament. It's small in size, large eyes, and a downturned beak, and given a fancy resemblance to the nocturnal raptor. Oh, wow. From the United Kingdom again, so you can see the color. Now this one is from the United States, and it's a male, and he is called Show King. He has large, short-bodied pigeon with a tail to match. Wow. And he is a strong guy. Look at those feet. Oh my gosh, isn't she gorgeous? That is a beautiful... Look at that. It looks like she has a fancy little wrap on. And this is a Old Dutch Capuchin, or I don't know how to say it, but it's from the Netherlands. And this one is, it says, this unusual attractive pigeon is monk mark, referring to the white head flights, and should stand horizontally in self and barred colors. Only the head primary flight feathers. Beautiful. The hood meets the mane at the base of the skull. That is amazing. I just love this. This is so cute. And then we have another one from the, well, he is a handsome fella, isn't he? And this is from the United Kingdom, West England Tumbler, and it's a male one. So let's see. Beautiful colors, and it has like a V-neck. Bold piece there, and look at the feathers on the foot there. Now this, oh my gosh, we saw this in the front, is a Pomeranian pouter, and it's an old German breed, and it's really cool. It has a defined waist, as you can see, very small there. And then it says that inflated crop in the blended breast over here, so you can see that. And then there's actually light colors of black and blue on the tail, but we can't really see that in the photo, but you can see there's some little bit of a dark shade there. Oh my goodness. This guy is from Germany. Now he has a lot of character, and wow, that is an interesting looking guy. It says pied patterns, and then below each eye called the whisker or the beard. So you can see that at the bottom there. What an interesting beak. And the eyes are bright red. But somehow, because the background is red, I feel like it took away from the color of the eyes there. Oh my gosh, this one's really interesting. It's a male one, and this is from the United Kingdom. And then you can see the beautiful neck with the beautiful iridescent feathers over there. And it seems it's a direct descendant of pigeons brought to Europe from Persia and Turkey 500 or more years ago. Wow. Now this one has a definitely very interesting beak. It's almost like a cauliflower look there, but very, very interesting indeed. Wow. Oh my gosh. This is a female, and she is a one from the Czech Republic, and it looks like her name is Brunner Powder. Isn't that amazing? So she definitely draws the crowd with her thin, long legs, almost like a fashion model, an impression reinforced by prominent in the globe. And this is from the Czech Republic. Look at that. Oh. Now, this next one is also from the Netherlands, and this is the Holly Cropper. The Dutch, beautiful colors, and as you can see, look at that chest and just wonderful posture. Wow. This one is way smaller. You can see from the other bird. This is from the UK. It's a pygmy powder. And it says that this one bears, okay, so this English powder, some believe it had to been developed by Sir John Seabright, the creator of the Bantam, but now bears his name. Certainly, Seabright is remembered as a creative breeder of livestock and poultry. And let's see if there's anything. So slender legs, neatly clothed, and short feathers. So you can see that's why there's no coverage. You can see it's much, much shorter. And apparently this bird was created in England during the 1850s. So very, oh, how cute. This is an old German owl, and this is a male. How cool is that? Look at the short beak, but I love the cresting again on the head. And you can see, look at the beautiful distribution of two-tone colors for the feathers, but very, very elegant looking. It has a prominent breast frill and a shell crest. That's what you see there. And apparently some of them come in varieties of many colors. Now this one comes from the US, and it's called the Indian fantail. Let's see, the history is long from the Indian subcontinent. Fantails of several kinds have been with us for a long time. Akbar, a 16th century Mughal emperor of India, kept at least two kinds, including this one. Writing in about 1590, Akbar's chronicler Abu Fazl recorded much detail about his emperor's pigeons and his skill in breeding and training them. And as you can see here, this is a magnificent looking bird. Look at the way look at the crest again at the top and the beautiful coloring on the neck and the feathers on the tail. Really cool. Now, this guy is also from the United Kingdom, so it looks like many of these pigeons come from that region. And this is a female, a Birmingham roller. Very cute. She's really cute. I like her. That is adorable. Now we have another slim one here, female again. UK, now you can see the variations in color. Look at her resting her head on her chest there. And the feathers are definitely much shorter, and that just accentuates the legs. And definitely on a thinner side, there isn't much muscle there, so that's really interesting. Whoa, look at this guy. Doesn't it look like some kind of a character, like a villain or something? But this is from the United Kingdom, and this was imported from Belgium by British fanciers. Let's see. It has a blunt beak, equally thicker, and upper and lower mandibles. That's why that looks that way. And it's called a guardsman on parade. Yeah, it looks really tough. Now, this one's from the Netherlands as well. Wow. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Beautiful bird. And that's the name Voorburg Shield Cropper. And then these did not reach the UK until the 1960s. And they did come to the United States in the 1970s. And Australia, New Zealand later still. Wow, that would be amazing to see a bird like that. Look at this. Similar to the other one we saw, this is the show Homer. And again, a UK bird. Again, it shares similar colors of what we've seen. You've seen earlier with the gray and then these beautiful colors. And again, different type of beak, a little bit thicker there, a stout beak. Now this is a beautiful male pigeon, and this is the Archangel from the UK. Has no connection with, let's see, what is it saying here? So the Archangel is a pigeon by Fabergé. The copper red body feather shimmers with light. You can see that. Oh my gosh. And the black wings have an overlying sheen of lustrous beetled green. I don't know if you can see it. Even looking at it in the picture, I wish they had used a little lighting to show off that color, but it looks really pretty. And then the tail tapers rather long on the body. What a beautiful bird. Now here is an English owl, and it's from the UK. The beak is barely visible, but it is there. And then it has the standard colors that you see in common pigeons. But this is an African owl that was introduced to England. And then later on called the English owl. Interesting. Now this is a hen. She looks a little bit surprised there. But I think she would pair well. The colors, they probably would go well together. And this is the Stargard Shaker. It is near Stargard, Pomerania. And this is outside of Germany, it says. But again, smallish pigeon. Beautiful colors on the neck. And then you have the shorter feathers, and like you can see, beautiful. Oh my gosh. This is called the Chinese hen, and or Chinese owl, sorry. It's not grouped. You can see here. It's not grouped with the owls in either Britain or US. Whether it is from China is also disputed. One source even claiming that the 19th century French pigeon dealer coined the name as a marketing tool. But what a gorgeous bird. Let's see here. Now we have our next one, another beautiful hen. And this one's from Pakistan. So now we have something a little bit different. You can see beautiful markings on that bird, beautiful feathers and colors. And this says the Lahore is a striking pigeon with unique markings. And the British Standard states the eyes must lie in white. So you see the white part there. This is for the show. And it comes in several attractive colors, including lavender, silver, and red shown here. Wow. Gorgeous bird. Now this is from the Mediterranean, and it says it's a runt and it's a male. In Australia, it's known as the Roman runt to distinguish it from the newer breeds such as the American giant runt. And then let's see, it's 2.5 pounds or more in weight. I don't know if we looked at the weight of the others. It did not say. But yeah, this looks more like the common pigeon that we see. And the colors are really pretty as well. I love it. German Modena. And this is from Germany. Really beautiful bird. Look at the way it stands. Very nice. Oh my gosh. That. If you guys are familiar with birds, the males actually have the most colorful feathers. And this is a male. This comes from India. And it's described as the narrow-tailed shaker. How cute. This is really adorable. You can see the beak, but what a handsome bird. The Mookie, and they call it Mookie. Did I say that earlier? And then we have a magpie, and this is from the UK. Really tall again. And it's a pigeon. That's really cool. Now this guy comes from Poland. Wow. Look at this guy. Again, this reminds me of the pigeons that we see here. But it does say the Polish lynx is a large pigeon, reflecting its former role as a meat producer. Its body is rather short, and the underpart curves nicely down to the legs. You can see the broad chest there too. White wings and striking features as both checkered and barred patterns. Wow. Now here's one from Spain. Look at those eyes. Isn't that cute? Valencian figurita. And what does it say? Small and dainty. What a beautiful bird. That's really pretty. Now here's one again from UK. So we saw a lot of United Kingdom pigeons. This is the British Antwerp. And in general build, this breed has a profile not unlike racing pigeon. However, the similarity ends. Let's see. So it's mixed colors, and again, you can see the beak looks a little bit thicker there. Oh my gosh. Look at this guy. It almost looks like the facial feature looks like a chicken, doesn't it? Like the eyes. You see the beak there. And this one, the barb, this is a male, was the first domestic pigeon to be referred to in English literature, which was in Act 4 of As You Like It. Published in 1600, Shakespeare had Rosalind said, "I will be more jealous of thee than a Barbary cock pigeon over his hen." Its name suggests that it came from North Africa's Barbary coast. Okay. But the breed is so ancient that we will probably never know. So the striking visual features of the barb is enormous eyes and wattles. So that's the wattle somewhere there. A pigeon is bred only in self-colors of black and red, dun, yellow, white, and blue. The standard little changed in 130 years. Wow. The barb is broad and cobby. This is from Germany, and this is another male. Beautiful colors there. Isn't that pretty? Sorry about the glare. Oh my gosh, another gorgeous one. And this is similar to the other one we saw, but you can see the stripes from Germany. And that's a male. Wow. This one's called Dragoon from the UK. Oh, it says a pigeon called the horseman was used centuries ago in the creation of the dragoon, and perhaps fanciers of the day borrowed the term of mounted infantry to suggest the link. This is, of course, pure conjecture, but the alert eyes. So if you look at the eyes, look at how alert they look. And definitely muscular stance here. What an interesting bird. Then this is another male, and this is from Turkey, the Oriental frill. Very interesting. And then here it says reportage. Let's see. This is them showing when they check the birds and baited well, and then they are presented, and then they are ribboned. I guess this is the process of how they do it. So you can see Black Bull Fancy Pigeon Champion Show. So that's definitely in the UK. And then you have the judges going and inspecting them. So very interesting. There you go. Then they check and reward who's best in show. So that is the flip through of our beautiful Pigeons books. And then I wanted to show you a beautiful Tonala piece that I have in my collection. And it's this gorgeous pigeon. Isn't that pretty? It's hand painted, and there was some metal piece that is kind of armored around the body. So I hope you guys enjoyed Flip Through Friday. Make sure to check out our host, Gwen, the Trash Witch channel as well, and click on the hashtag and see what everybody else is flipping through. Thanks again for watching, guys. See you next time. Bye.